Hi there, how are you? Welcome to the Maths for Data Science. This is Vivek. Today we will go through Python list. A list is comma separated items enclosed in a square bracket. You can compare a list same as array in C++, but in array you can maintain a single data type. When I say single data type, it means all the elements in the array should be of same data type. However, in list you can have the multiple data types. So let me walk you through how to create a list and what are the functions or methods available with it and how can you do the slicing. So let us start. So to create an empty list, you have to just write the variable and equal to open and square brackets. That will create an empty list. And to create a list with items in it, you have to just fill the list with values. If you are giving a string as an input or one of the elements or items in the list, you have to use the inverted commas or double quotes and add the elements. So as I mentioned that a list can have multiple data types. Here you can see the first element is string, the second element is integer, third element can be float. It does accept it and it's hold true in this situation. In list, you can create a list inside a list and it holds true when this is a valid syntax or valid way of declaring a list. So let us see the output, how the output looks for each and every list variable which we have declared just now. Now we understood and learned how to create a list and what kind of data a single list can hold. Now, next thing, we would need to understand how we can access the different items or elements in in list. So for that thing, you can use the index available in list. So in a list, the first element is 0 index, the second is 1, third is 2. So you can say to access an element or item from a list, you have to write something like this, my list. If you would like to access, it means you are pointing it to the first element. In string video, I told you that index starts with 0. Same here. In list also the index starts with 0. So in a nutshell, we can say would like to access an element which is located at nth position. The index is n minus 1. What I mean to say by that is, so this particular list contains 3 elements, 1, 2, 3. And if you would like to access this last element, so that would be n minus 1. So the length of this particular list is 3, that it contains 3 elements, but the index, the last element index is 3 minus 1, that is 2. So you have to keep in mind that the length of a list is not same as the indexes we have. Index is always n minus 1. Here n being the length of the list. And if you go beyond it where I said n value 3, in this case, I forgot that point that the max index is n minus 1 and I'm executing I'm giving the index as n here instead of n minus 1, then you will get an error. List is not defined. So you will get an error that list is out of range. So make sure the last index is n minus 1 always. It's not n. Stating that, now there are other ways to slice the list. Now here in the previous case, you have just accessed a particular location of a list, or I can put in this way, in this particular code you have accessed the second element or element located at the index 2, but suppose in some cases you would like to access certain range of the values in the list. In that way, suppose would like to access data or elements from starting from 0 index and ending at index 3. So now you see here that it has given me all 3 values from the list. If I mark it as a 2 here, so I'm saying I'm starting at index 0 and I'm going at till index 2, then I am getting only 2 values. Why it's happening? Because whatever information we are passing before the colon is included and whatever we are passing after the colon is excluded. It means 0 is included but 2 is not included. It means 2 minus 1. 1 till 1 it will extract, but it will not extract the data from the index 2. So that exactly it means. Let me create some big list so I can explain the slicing operator even better. So here, now I have created a new list, my list underscore 1. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements or items in it. Now I would like to extract the data or the items which are at even position, or you can say which are at the odd position or even position. First we will check the odd, then the even one. So I'm saying print my list underscore 1 0 column 2. So here you can now we have my list underscore 1 which we have created just now, and suppose you would like to extract elements starting from x index till the n-1 index. In that case, my list underscore 1, you can use again a slice operator, says I would like to start extract data from index 2 till the end of the index. So you just mentioned 2, that is start of the index. Now after colon you keep it blank, it means you would like to extract the data till the last index, that is inclusive of last index. So now here it's 2, it means second index 0 1 2. From banana it has extracted banana to 3.14. Now suppose you would like to extract a data which is located at the even location. For that thing you can say, so we will start with 0 colon, as you would like to cover all the elements in the index. So I'm not giving any value here, again a column. Then you can give the value here. So what exactly this location means? So the first point here is the start point. The second is end point. When you don't give the end point, it considers that you need all the elements from the, or all the indexes from the list. And third is step. Step tells you after taking the first, so after starting from the start point, how many jumps you have to take to consider the next element. So suppose you started from 0, it will extract 0, and here suppose we have mentioned step as 2, then 0 plus 2, that is 2. Now the next data you will get as an output is the second index, but in default it's the step is 1. That's how you will get each and every item from the list. As you understood the structure of this slicing, let us go back to our example and give you the output. Now here you see it started with apple, 0 location. So if you 0 plus 2 is 2, it means now the second item should be from the index 2. So 0 1 2, you got it. Now here the value, now the current value is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. So the next item or element which this list should throw is at the index 4. So 0 1 2 3 4. So the same thing, we got it. The next thing we will understand, now you said, yeah, that's fine, I understood how to do that. If I would like to get the data from the last index to the first index, for that also we have options in list. Suppose now you would like to print the screen. Suppose now you would like to print the list in the reverse order. Even that can be done using this slicer. But here we have to consider one fact or one thing, is that if we go from right to left, the indexing start from 0. The indexing start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we start from the left side, if we start from the right side, if we start from this side, this is the indexing 0, 1, 2. If we start from this side, then the indexing start from -1. So index will go like this. -1, -2, or I can say -4, -3, -5. So if you go from the right to left, the index starts from -1, then -2. The second element from the right is -2, third is -3, fourth is -4, fifth is -5. Now, after understanding this particular concept, let us try to print the list in the reverse order. So I would like to start from the right side, which is -1. If I execute this thing, you see that 3.14, which is the extreme right element, is printed. Now from there, I would like to get all the elements. And I told in the previous, when you would like to get all the elements, don't give any information or any index in end. So I'm not giving anything. So now if you see, this is the -1, this is the -2, -3, -1, -5. Now I told you when I was going from left to right and using this index, I said after extracting the first element, the second index is 0 plus 2, which is 2. Third element which is extracted, that is 2 plus 2, 4. So in the same way, if we go from right to left, it means this is the -1. So now we have to get -2, -3, -4, -5. If I give here any positive value, it will not work because -1 plus 1 is 0. If I gave you negative value here, it means the first value is this, second value is -1 plus -1, that is -2, and third value will be -2 plus -1 is -3, and so on and so forth. So now you got the same list in a reverse order. You can check it. The extreme right element is 3.14, which is printed first here. 2 is second last, which is printed as a second, and so on. So this is how you can work with slicing in this is how you can use slicing in list. So now let us go to some inbuilt functions available in Python list. The first one we will go ahead is append. So what does append does is it will append whatever data or item you would like to insert at the end of the list. So I'm taking my list, the same one, I'm appending. Now you can see it has only 5 elements and the last one is 3.14. Instead of that, I'm adding something called orange. Now let me print it. My list _1. Now here you can see the orange is added at the last index of the list. And suppose I'm running this particular command again. Now see here how it changes or what kind of influence it has. I'm executing this particular cell again. Now let us print and see how the list is. Now you can see the orange is again appended at the end of the index or at the end of the list. So you understand here you can give out duplicate values also, and it does take it. The next thing we will understand how to manipulate data in the list. So now suppose I would like to do some changes in at this index, which is 0, 1, 2. So I would like to do some changes at index 2. I would like to replace banana with, say, some other data type, 2, 3, 4, which is a number data type. Now let us print it again and see what our output is. Now see, the banana is replaced with the new value. And as you can do the changes in Python list, the list is called mutable. So any element you insert in Python list, you can change its elements. Hence, a list is called a mutable ones. So this is how you change the or mutate the values in list. Now let us understand the next method available in list is extend. So if you would like to extend to list, you can do it. So now to extend a list, we have one option where we can use the extend method, and we have another option where we can use the plus operator. Now I'm creating one more list, which is 2 now. Now suppose I would like to create a new list, which is a concatenation, in a way concatenation of both the list. It means a new list which contains the items from list 1 and list 2. So one way of doing it is you can apply the plus operator and let us give you the output. Let me print it so it is formatted. Good. Now you can see till here is our list 1, and after that this is our list 2. This is one way to do it, and when you follow this approach, it will not do any changes in the existing list. However, it will create a new list. Suppose you would like to append, or I can say you would like to extend your list and do the changes in the existing one itself, then you can use this approach. Now I'm saying my list plus equal to my list underscore 2. It means this list will append to this thing. So this my list 1 will contain this entire information. So let us execute. Now let me print my list underscore 1. So it contains all the elements from list 2. So the my list has the new elements or items. I'm interchangingly using both the names elements and item, but I mean to say the same. And the third option, you can achieve this output using the method extend. So now suppose I would like to extend my list 2 dot extend my list underscore 1. So now the items in list 1 will be appended to my list item 2. And let me print also to see the output. My list underscore 2. See now, from here till here it's a part of my list 2, and from here till here it's part of my list 1. So that's how you can use extend method to extend your existing list. You have to note here one point, that you need not to add only a list, but you can, using this way, you can create the nested list also. Now suppose I'm putting this thing in a square brackets, it means this list, the list is a list, so this is the sub list. Now if I execute this thing, let me initialize this. If I execute this thing, currently you see that these items as elements or items in my list 2. However, after executing this thing, you can see this entire thing will be saved as a list or a sublist within the my list 2. So now you can see these the list, my list 2 original data, and the remaining part which is part of my list 1, but this is appended, this is added or extended as a list but not as an item. So this entire from here to here, it's a sublist within this list. Now let us go to the next method, which is copy method. So here we have to understand one point. Now you say, now we have my list underscore 2, and you might say, Vivek, if I create a new variable, say temp variable, and assign my list value to temp, it means now we have created a a copy of the list, but that's not the true. So let us see that with an example. So first I'm checking the ID, which tells me the location of the object for my list 2. Let me print it rather than using, let me print it. So Python 1, this is second, which is temp. So now here you can say for ID of mylist2 and ID of temp, both have the same location, where both are referring to the same location or same object. Now, in this case, as you can see, both have the same object reference. It means that if any changes which I do in temp, that will affect the data, or that will be reflecting in the mylist_2. So suppose in the first element, which is Apple, I'm replacing it with something, say school. I replaced it. Now just print, let us print. Our understanding says only the changes should happen in temp, but if I print mylist_2, you can see those changes is already applied here. So it means if you directly create a variable and assign a list to the variable, it will not suffix our requirement where we would like to create a copy of it. For such scenarios, we have to use a copy function. Let us see how we can use it. So to make a copy of it, you have to just use the copy method available in the list. So instead of writing temp equal to mylist_2, you say temp equal to mylist_do dot copy. So it will create a copy of it. Now, if you see the location or reference, both has a different references. And if I do changes in the first element or for 0th index element or item, it will not affect. Okay. It will not affect the mylist_2 because it's mylist_2 already has the school item in the 0th index. Let me change this from school to teacher. And now let's see. Now you can see the my_teacher_2 has a school, but now I print both the list. My list_2 has a school, but temp, where we update the 0th index, it has a teacher. So whenever you would like to manipulate a list, but you would like to keep the original list intact, please use the copy method. Now let us go to the next method available, which is remove. Suppose you would like to remove a particular item from the list. We can use remove option, mylist_2. Suppose I would like to remove banana from the list. I will copy, I'll paste it here. Now if I print my list underscore 2, you can see the banana is removed. It was at the second index. Now at the second index you have 2. Here it's not removed because it's a list, so it's a list within a list. So now with this thing, I'm saying this in the parent list, check for banana and remove it. So that's why it removed it. Now the second thing is, sometimes you would like to, you don't know that which item you would like to remove the value of the item, but you know the index. In that cases, you have method called pop. So mylist_2 dot pop. If I don't give any input here, anything within this parenthesis, it will pop the last item from the list. So in this case, this is our last item, which is a list. If I use a pop, it will pop this out. means this will be removed from here. But if I would like to remove from a particular location, a particular index, I can give the index number here. Suppose I would like to remove from index 0, which is school. I can do that. So now school is popped from here. So it is equivalent. So now the school is popped here. Now let me print the my list again, and you will not see the list, school in the list. School is popped. If I pop it without any index here, just observe this particular list is popped out. And if I print it again, you can see the last element of the list is popped out. And this is how you can use remove and pop to remove the items from the list. This particular thing help us to shorten our code wherever it's possible. First let me show you an example. Now here you see in this code what I am doing is, don't worry about this loops. We will speak and understand it in the following lectures. But if you know any of the programming languages, you understand how for works. So in this, I'm saying from this particular string, check on each and every character, check if it's a part of any values. If yes, then append the list and print it. So here you can see it's a bit cumbersome. It is executed, or this particular code is written in nearly 5 lines. So it is written in 5 lines. So with list comprehension, we can write this entire logic in a single line in a very precise and concise way and compact way. So how we can write it, how comprehension list comprehension works. So for that thing, you just create or open and close a square bracket, then write a for loop here for ch in this part in for loop this. Now this particular if loop or condition, you can put it here. Now what I'm saying is, for ch in Vivek, if ch is not in these walls a, e, I, o, u, then I'm appending it. So if this condition is true, then I would like to get this value. So you can keep it here. So you can consider this entire structure in a way that output, the loop, and a condition. So here you first mentioned the output, the loop or condition. So generally it follows loop and a condition. So this is how the entire structure is. Just for your understanding, let me re-explain. So in list comprehension, first thing you mention the output or the variable which you want as an output, you mention here, then you mention your logic. So if I execute it, you will see the same result which I have seen in the previous cell. So this particular approach, list comprehension, is and it will save some time to execute the code. So that's about the list methods available. With that said, this is the end of the list lecture, but I did not explain all the methods available in list because I would like you to go ahead and search from your end. If you face any challenges, any questions, please leave a comment in comment box. I will address those questions. And as a list exercise, coding exercise, I have shared a link, GitHub link in the below description. Please go through it. Go through each and every exercise I have shared in the link. It will really enhance your list skills and help you to understand how to handle list effectively. So if you're liking the video, please hit the subscribe button and click on bell icon so you will get each and every update I post on the Maths for Data Science channel. Till then, I am Vivek signing off. Bye bye.